Hey, well, we have a little bit of feedback on the line. A very good morning to everybody on the call. Thank you for joining us for what I think will be a wonderful session of From Nile to Isle. I'm Ramin Hassan. I am the Trade and Investment Director at Thames Freeport. And I'm going to quickly introduce the session and then introduce our wonderful speakers as well. So first and foremost, we are going to be recording the session just for your information. John, are there any other notices that I need to give?
Just the questions and answers, you can put them in the
And
Q&A.
you can put questions and answers in the Q&A, and myself and the other speakers will try our best to answer those. So just before we get into the material, I'd like to just welcome Minister Tamer Ali, the head of the commercial office at the Embassy of Egypt in the UK, to the call. Mr. Mahmoud Bazan, the chairman of the Egypt Food Export Council, and Mr. Hesham Elnaggar, who is the vice chairman of the Agricultural Export Council of Egypt. So we have some truly authoritative speakers on the opportunities that Egypt can bring to the UK. And we are very, very grateful for them and hope that you will work with us and with our colleagues on the call to realize some of the commercial opportunities. Egypt's food and drink sector is a rising star in global trade. It has a deep heritage, it is innovative, and there are many export-ready brands. Food exports are rising in the UK and rising quite quickly, including through Thames Freeport. And you're going to find out about the emerging Egyptian foods primed for UK shelves today. We want to take you through how to connect with suppliers on the upcoming visit to Egypt. And just to say a little bit more about that, later this year, Thames Freeport and the Egyptian Commercial Service will be hosting a food and drink summit in Cairo, which will be on the 22nd of October. So if you're a UK company and want to find out more about it, then please let us know. I think we have some slides that we'd just like to go through now. Very, very briefly, because the main event in this webinar is the Egyptian opportunity, but I just wanted to take you very quickly through Thames Freeport. So Thames Freeport is one of a number of UK free ports. It is the one that is both in and close to London. So it has really good connectivity, excellent logistics offered by London Gateway, which is the DP World facility, and the Port of Tilbury, and 18 million consumers within easy reach. Go to the next slide. We are at Thames Freeport an economic development zone as much as we are a free port. And as part of that, we don't just look at how we can bring in more investment to just the Freeport area, but we look at on a regional basis at how the Freeport can drive growth, grow industrial clusters, and support communities. So in very brief terms, we are working on technology, green construction, and food and drink clusters. So these are our priority work. And we are also bringing together a master plan for a 21st century city, or rather what will probably be 21st century smart towns that provide a great place to live close to our employment sites, so that businesses can feel confident that they can invest, that they will have a workforce that is highly trained through our skills program and the work of the local authorities, and also where there is lots and lots of innovation. So if you want to know any more about our work, please let the team here at Thames Freeport know, and we can give you more detail. just a tiny little bit more on what we do in practical terms at the Freeport. So we provide incentives for businesses that want to invest. We provide tailored skills deals for investors. We are building applied innovation centers around our industrial clusters. We provide bespoke investor support, and we also support planning when new investors want to come in. A number of companies are looking to put down greenfield investment in and around the Freeport, but also there are many opportunities for businesses to use the existing facilities, warehousing, logistics at the Freeport tax sites. In terms of developing our social value, the practicalities are the master plan, which I just described, our deployment of private 5G across the Thames Freeport sites, allowing much more automation and IoT applications, which many businesses are now adopting, energy and transport upgrades, work on major residential projects, including using modern methods of construction, and the development of a strategic fund to de-risk investment for companies that are coming into the Freeport. So that's just a very brief overview from us, and I think I am now moving or introducing Minister Ali. Is that right, John? Minister, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this special webinar introducing the UK-Egypt Food and Agri-Trade Mission to Cairo. Allow me first to begin by extending warm welcome to our colleagues at Thames Freeport, and a special thanks to you for organizing this webinar in collaboration with our dear friends from both councils of food industries and agriculture, Mahmoud and Hesham, and distinguished guests from the UK food and beverage companies in attendance, along with the Egyptian exporters of food and beverage. This mission is a unique opportunity to deepen trade and sourcing ties between our countries, and let's explore together how this can support your strategic sourcing goals. Next. All right. Egypt presents clear sourcing advantages. Okay. All right. So these are key facts about our capabilities in Egypt in food. We have producers of high quality, competitively priced food, goods and packaging materials. We have major success stories in Egypt as a clear example as how the market is quite strong. Food processing is one of our top exporting sectors. Total cultivated areas in 2024 is estimated around 9.4 million fedans. Fedan is equal somehow to acres for those who doesn't understand fedans. Agricultural crops are the main input for food processing. The leading subsectors varies from dairy to ready-to-eat meals, oils, milling, bottled water and beverages, etc. Agriculture contributes over 10% of our GDP and employs more than 25% of our workforce. Our ongoing investment in land reclamation and saline development is ongoing, adding capacities to serve the world needs in world markets. Next. All right. So Egyptian food exports to the UK are rising. In 2024 alone, total food exports exceeded 139 million pounds. This is according to the UK statistics. Fresh produce remains dominant, over 268 million pounds, and notable growth came from grapes, strawberries, citrus, onions, and oils. And this reflects consistent UK demand and Egypt's ability to deliver at scale and quality. Next. UK buyers benefit from a diverse Egyptian product offering, from fresh fruits and vegetables to ready-to-sell processed foods. These products meet UK certification requirements, including BRC, ISO, and Global Gap. Many Egyptian suppliers are export-oriented and used to working with UK and EU markets. Next. So why Egypt? Egypt presents a clear sourcing advantage. The climate supports year-round harvests, and the cost base is highly competitive. Shipping is somehow efficient, typically under 10 days from Egypt to the UK. It's actually 10 to 12, and with the introduction of the new fast route with the Ruru, I think shipments can reach the UK market in 5 to 7 days. This gives Egypt an edge over longer haul markets. Also, the UK-Egypt Association Agreement offers duty-free access on most products, or all products actually. This legal framework ensures commercial stability and preferential treatment. Next. All right. So in Cairo, for those who are participating at the upcoming mission, and we wish that we will have a good variety and a number of UK companies exploring the opportunity to source from Egypt. You will meet with Egyptian suppliers face-to-face in a structured B2B sessions in collaboration with the councils and the Thames Freeport, the organizers. And also I'm expecting to organize visits to farms and factories so we can see production and compliance practices firsthand. Roundtables with government and industry leaders will help you understand the ecosystem, incentives, and partnership models. Next. Next. So a special thanks to the organizers, which is going to be the Thames Freeport, connecting UK logistics to global sourcing. Our office and the Egyptian Commercial Service in Cairo, facilitating the UK food and trade and post-mission follow-ups and support, and both Export Council in curating Egyptian suppliers. Next. So we kindly ask all UK companies to confirm participation and share sourcing needs. This will enable us to tailor your B2B schedule. Egyptian commercial office here in the embassy remains available to support your arrangements before and after the mission, and we are confident that this fit will unlock valuable sourcing opportunities for your business. Next. I'd like to thank you for listening, and this was an overview and a background information. I'm sure that the brilliant speakers that will speak after me will give you more details about what Egypt has to offer. Thank you very much.
I will share my presentation.
Sorry, I was supposed to introduce you, but I was on mute. Forgive me. But okay. Mr. Bazan, please continue.
No, go ahead. If you want to say it. I found silence, so I said then I should start sharing the presentation.
Please go ahead.
Okay. Is it on screen now, or yeah?
Yes, we can see it.
You can see it. Okay. So hold on. Okay. Good morning, everyone. So unlocking opportunities in the UK food market for Egypt. We start with the to give you a look into the Egypt export figures. I mean, Egypt last year we were able to surpass the 6 billion. So we did 6.1 billion US dollar in food exports, and it is a compounded annual growth of almost 15% in the last 4 years. So we almost doubled from 2020 to 2024. And if we look at how is this export structured when it comes to region countries, we find that Egypt has exported 54% of the export went to the Arab countries, but almost 20% went to EU and 5% to USA. And we see that across all the different regions, there is quite a growth with the USA 42% growth last year, EU 32%, and the Arab countries 20% of growth last year. If we look at the 15 biggest importing countries, we found Saudi Arabia. Of course, you know, Saudi Arabia is very hot nowadays with everyone, but also we can see that there are already 4 European countries on topping the list. We see the Netherlands, we see Spain, we see Italy, and we see Germany. And most of the 15, or all of them actually has quite a good growth. Last year, we see the USA now is the number 4 with 42% growth. So these 15 countries represent today 3.8 billion out of the total export of 6.1 billion. And if we look at the categories, we have seen the regions. Now the categories, we see very different categories and products. And I have here to say, when we look at the number 1 export, which is a soft drink concentrate, and this is another success story because Coca-Cola has created a factory or established a factory in Egypt where it is now the export hub of the concentrate to the whole region, including Africa and Middle East. So it is not only about importation or export from Egypt to UK, but the opportunities of many of you attending today, the possibility of coming into Egypt and creating a hub that you, with your products or categories, that you are able to reach not only into the UK, but to many of the markets that Egypt opened for you. Egypt, by the way, have almost trade agreements with every part of the world. So this opens doors for you. If we look at the products again, the categories, we say soft drinks, we find flour, sugar, frozen strawberries, edible oils, juices, and all have been growing into last year, and we expect the same in 2025. If we look at the trade with the UK, it's already reached last year almost 86 million, which is okay, 10% of what of the export to the EU. Not bad, not great. But what is good about it is that it's doubled also over the last 4 years. And we see that there are many products that are exported. The top 15 products represents 95% of the export to the UK are frozen fruits, frozen strawberries, chocolate, prepared vegetables, frozen vegetables. So there is some products that are there, but we still see a lot of opportunities. And when we look at these opportunities, we see that according to the ITC, there are some potential. I think we can almost double what we export today to the UK with the opportunities that are there. These are the different categories with the opportunities. If we look more into the numbers, we see that, for example, the vegetables is the actual export is 1.4. We see that there is a big potential, unrealized potential in vegetables, in frozen strawberries. So there is a potential estimated at almost $62 million of exports from Egypt to the UK. And the question that will always be there, why source from Egypt? And we say that it is in Egypt, we have a very robust food safety system, especially for the export. The National Food Safety Authority monitors all exports, and not only local, they are monitor both local and export with a focus on the export. They ensure compliance with international health and technical standards. They review, by the way, all the products coming out of Egypt and ensure that they meet the standards of and the technical standards of the countries they go to. We have a lot of accredited labs that support the product quality and we have a lot of export certification. I mean, all exporters in Egypt have all the export certificates that is needed. We also have a strong export performance and proven success. So we lead the Arab and the Middle East food exports. In 2024, we exported 6.1 billion in food, but also 4.7 billion in agriculture export. My colleague, Mr. Hesham Elnaggar, will be talking about that in a while. So we're talking about almost 11 billion of exports coming out of Egypt in food. Also, the location. Minister Tamer talked about the easiness and the time to be able to ship to the UK. And Egypt have a great access into many parts of the world with the Suez Canal, the Mediterranean, the Red Sea. So I think we also, I don't know if many of you have visited Egypt lately, but we have a great development on the roads and the rail networks that connects to the ports. So it is ideal to export from Egypt to many parts of the world, and especially the UK. And if we look at samples of products of Egypt that are on a global ranking, we see, for example, the wheat, we're number 5 with 400 million, and the UK imports 60 million, and from Egypt it's 0.8, less than a million. So I think the opportunities here are great. We look at frozen strawberries. Egypt is the #1 exporter worldwide of frozen strawberry. And the UK imports 28 million, and from Egypt only less than 8 million. So I think the opportunities here are great. When I looked at the numbers, they were eye-opener for me. I think that many of the people attending here from the importing from the UK importing companies, if they really look at the opportunities, they will find great opportunities to import from Egypt. For example, we see here that we have Egypt has almost 26% of the global frozen strawberry exports in the world. We're #1 with almost 340 million US dollar in export. So with an annual growth of 26%. I think this is a great opportunity. We look at the beet pulp and other sugar manufacturers. We are #2. We have 21% market share. If we look at olives, and by the way, a lot of people will know that the olives in Egypt, when Spain faced a problem, there was a lot of Spanish producers who sourced olives from Egypt, and they reproduced in Spain. So I think this is also untapped opportunity for us in the olive. Pre-baked baking powders, and we have multinationals and companies that came here, made factories that are a hub exporting worldwide to their companies as well as others. So also preserved vegetables and vegetable mixes. Egypt is almost 15% of the global export. And finally, I would talk about the opportunity to join Food Africa in its 10th edition from the 19th to the 12th of December. And I think this is a great show to attend. And if we look at the numbers, I wouldn't really focus on a 1 million or how many visitors it's there, but I'm talking about the exhibitors. It was over 1,000 exhibitor space of 45,000 square meters. 35 countries were there. So it's a great exhibition to come to, and you get to meet almost every single exporter and exporting company in Egypt. Thank you very much, and I would like to thank you again for giving me the opportunity, and for Minister Tamer for his intro, and Hesham Elnaggar. Now I leave the floor to you.
Should I go ahead? I mean, the presentation just waiting to be shared.
I think we can see it.
Can you get next slide, please? Thank you very much, Mahmoud, and for the introduction. Thank you everyone for attending. It's my pleasure to be here. My name is Hesham Elnaggar. I'm the Vice Chairman of the Board of the Agriculture Export Council. I'm very thankful to Mr. Tamer, Minister Tamer, for his attendance and for giving us this opportunity to give this presentation. And I thank all the members that are coming into the presentation, and I hope this will be enlightenment. Usually the last presentations are not the best, usually taking the chance that Mr. Mahmoud has made, and Minister Tamer has a great presentation to Egypt. I'll try to do my best. We are the humble, poor farmers of the industry. So we are the source of most of the products that are coming out of Egypt, being processed or being fresh. So whatever Mr. Mahmoud has presented has to be fresh in the beginning. So it is part of what has been produced there, thankfully. Our Agriculture Export Council, it is a part of the Ministry of Agriculture, which is a purpose. Our vision is to increase Egyptian agricultural products to penetrate international markets, promote the Egyptian agricultural sector globally, and raise the technology and the food awareness and the food safety awareness within our exporters and producers. Next slide, please. Next slide. Our activities is to eliminate all the challenges that we have for the agriculture sector to maintain this vision. We also provide the sector's main employment for Egyptian. Sorry. Okay. Our main support our members in international trade relations and organize matchmaking events, like when we're attending now. Cooperate with the government entities to legislation, because one of the most issues we have is that to open most markets, we have to be entering the protocols or fight the protocols with other markets and other countries. We also are involved in that. Also awareness about the global markets. And in general, overview of the Egyptian agricultural export. Sorry, the slides are becoming a bit okay.
We think that the slides are animated, which is what is causing that, but we can still see them clearly.
Okay. I'll try to work from my slides itself then. Just a second. I'll use my just a second. Bear with me a second. Sorry. Can you see me?
We can see you. We can
hear
you.
Yeah, very well. Thank you. I'm just trying to start from the beginning again, from the second slide, third slide. Okay. Again, we're doing facilitate capacity building as a council itself. So in general, the agricultural export as a numbers has been given by the Minister Tamer, that we are already going up about close to 9.6 million acres and or fadans. We have an agriculture growth of 11 to 12% domestic product market of 880 billion Egyptian pounds. We employ over 35% of the employment in Egypt labor force, and we have a 30 to 56% of directly indirectly related to agriculture itself. So we not only directly it's 30%, but also with the trucking or whatever inputs there. We are export 95 agricultural commodities to more than 140 countries. Around 70% of agricultural exports come from newly cultivated lands. Egypt has increased the market share and the market access in the last few years of over 50 new markets in the last 10 years. We are currently with 9.7 million acres, 6 million of them are in Delta, and 3.6 million acres of new land. The new Delta project, which has expanded 2.2 million acres extra land, and it's being very in the western Delta part of Egypt, which is a desert land, and actually most of that project has already been in the finishing phases. Within 2 to 3 years, I think they'll be all operative. We have also now the national projects of the greenhouses. We have 100,000 acres of greenhousing facilities that are available and open and some projects are coming into Egypt, and some companies outside of Egypt are investing in this projects already in the greenhouses with the major products like blueberries. The 1.5 million acres project, which is in the south part of Egypt, which is going down in most of the part, not only the delta, but from the Giza downward all the way to the Aswan and the Toshka area. Just to give you some figures. The same thing, agriculture export, we have just in volume. We have about from 2021, 4.4 to 6.3 in 2024. And in value, increased from $3.2 billion US to $4.3 billion US in the past 3 years only. As you can see, the market shares of each countries, Arab countries is still the biggest market. Our biggest area of production area. EU countries is 28%. Non-EU is 28%, and Asian countries 7%. American and Australia, which has been new, is currently 2%, and Africa is new 2%. In value, is around the same figures, but as you can see that the values of the European markets and EU market has been non-EU and is higher because of the fact that the value been sent to the EU countries and non-EU is quite high, and that's why the contribution is quite numbers in value is bigger than that of the Arab countries. Especially can we see this significantly in Australia and the Asian countries, and as well as the EU and non-EU. Looking at the volumes of countries, Russia contributes our biggest market, but comes Saudi Arabia and the Netherlands, UAE are in value. Again, the UK comes fourth, but in value, it comes fifth in volume, which is quite significant as a partner to Egypt in the fresh produce. As the biggest crops that are being produced and sent, citrus is the biggest product that we're sending. It was over 2.4 million tons at a value of $1.1 billion US. And as you can see, the second product is potatoes, and onions, and dry beans in value comes bigger, and grapes comes bigger as value. That's the second most important products. Some figures about Egyptian exports to the UK. As you can see, the volumes again has increased from 168,000 tons to 290,000 tons in the last 3 years, which is a significant increase. And the value again is doubled, nearly from 181 million to 284 million in the last 3 years as well. As you can see, the value itself is 7% of the rest of the countries is still sent to the UK. And if you look at the value, grapes contribution is the biggest contribution of 27%, and citrus is the biggest in contribution of what is being exported to the UK. Just to give you an idea, the UK has been, since the early 60s, our main partner in the fresh produce. I mean, the EU and Europe and other markets have started to becoming into more significance as we go further. But the UK has been always I can say, the mecca of improvement of the quality and food safety to Egypt in the past over 50 and 60 years, and in the last 10 years has been expanding tremendously. If you look at citrus, contributes in the market. UK is huge. Sweet potatoes is another product which is becoming very booming in the last few years. Sweet potatoes as a product has been increasing tremendously. Grapes, onions, potatoes, spring onions, strawberries, green beans, and fresh peas. And those in numbers and volumes, if you can like to see the numbers significantly later, we'll be able to share that. And these are the new markets that we have been able to open. And I will like to express the information that has been said by Mr. Bazan, that Egypt has been not introduced the amount of markets that are open for Egypt with a very, very small trade barriers, for example, like the Secure and the Comesa. We're looking about, we actually can serve over 2.5 billion people with a very, very preferred industrial and taxes and customs and duty to most of these countries. And we were able to open Japan, citrus. We were able to open Uzbekistan, Turkey, Serbia, Canada, USA, Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, Costa Rica, Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, Zambia, Mauritius, Vietnam, Australia, New Zealand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Myanmar, Nepal, China. So as you can see, the amount of countries that have been open in the last 10 years is significantly huge. And there's also an opportunity not also to be part of this part of the country that we are. I mean, like there are some, like a company like Blue Sky, which are investing in Egypt, and they are all able to export not only to the UK, but other markets in the area. Thank you very much. If you need any questions, please, we are here to help you. Thank you.
Well, thank you very, very much. Oh, Sam, we just got your head in the corner of my screen.
Oh.
Thank you very, very much for some really interesting and detailed presentations. We're going to open up now for a Q&A. So if anyone has any questions that they'd like to bring into the chat, now is your opportunity. But just to get us started, we heard during the presentations that there is the potential, I suppose quite easily actually, to double Egyptian food exports to the UK. So my question to our guests is, what do you think we need to do in order to do that? What are we not doing enough of? What could we be doing to encourage more commercial engagement between UK buyers and Egyptian suppliers? And if I could go first to Minister Ali and then to Mr. Bazan and Mr. Elnaggar.
All right, thank you for your question. A lot of things need to be done. Actually, Egypt can offer, exponential, increases in exports of food and agriculture produced to the UK, especially after the Brexit. The United Kingdom is importing most of its food requirements, and Egypt is an ideal partner for the supply chain to the United Kingdom, especially that not only because of the quality, but also enjoying the duty-free, privilege in the UK market and the proximity as well. What we need to do more is actually more of missions like the one that we are working on in collaboration with the councils and your esteemed organization to bring to the attention of UK buyers and showcase the opportunity. So trade missions, exchange of trade missions both ways, as well as participation at major trade fairs, especially the one in Egypt, the Food Africa that was discussed and showcased the opportunity by Mr. Mahmoud, is an ideal event for UK buyers to visit and participate. And I understand also that with this fair and other fairs as well, there is an incentive of buyers hosting privileges that can be extended to serious buyers. What we do here in the office is to promote and to exchange information and among UK buyers as well as among Egyptian exporters about the opportunities in the market. We need to do more of this. We need to encourage exchange of missions and participation in trade fairs. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Tamer. I would confirm what Mr. Tamer had said. I think it's about realizing the opportunity. And I believe the importers from the UK need to realize this opportunity. And this can be done through the trade missions, like Minister Tamer said, like fairs like Food Africa. And I believe also the one-on-ones visits to the factory. And this can, we as a Food Export Council, we try to moderate between the exporters and the different importers worldwide, and we can help the importers with interest and channel their requests to the needed exporters from Egypt, and we can organize for them trips to look at the factories and the opportunity there. So I think I agree with Minister Tamer that it is all about realizing this opportunity and marketing it to the UK importers.
If I may just add something before if you move with the same question to Mr. Hesham. Also, one of the ideas that I invite our private sector community in Egypt is to consider having a permanent presence in the UK. We have seen this, some of them already have offices here, but also probably collectively to consider maybe studying the opportunity to have like a warehouse, cold storage kind of warehouse where many of the exporters can consider, shipping their products, and if they have a presence in London or in the UK, can easily communicate with the buyers and showcase the products and supply faster to the market and to the needs. A permanent presence in the market, like many other countries they do here, like Turkish and other competitors, is essential, and I think it's worth studying. Thank you.
I totally agree that this marketing, like you said, the marketing is very important. It's a little bit tricky when it comes to food to have some kind of warehouse or storage because of the shelf life. So I agree with the concept. Maybe it has to be looked at differently when it comes to food. Is about more of how you market it as an office or as a representation, or how can we reach our customers there. But because when we looked into this warehousing in different countries, it's very hard with the shelf life of the food business.
Okay, may I just to answer the question? I have a bit different signal. I mean, I can add to what has been said, but I just add small comment on what has been said here now. Already, our company, as a company, now I'm talking as a company, we have already established. We established in the UK in Peterborough, for example, in King's Lynn, and then in Peterborough since 2003. And we are using in warehouses in different locations in the UK, England, and Scotland as well. So it is possible even with fresh product. I mean, it's even sometimes the processed food has a longer shelf life. We're even doing this with fresh produce, and I would encourage Egyptians who are in the meeting here to be involved in that, because this is also, it creates more access to the market and quicker access to the market. But actually to get the product into the UK, that's the most important part that I need to discuss. There are still some barriers that need to be worked upon. For example, I think we are working this in negotiation with the UK, with the strawberries and the grapes, that the strawberries quota is not clear to us until now why it's being done this way. It's quite small. Yes, there has been addition. There is a working on increasing it, but it has not reached yet because there is a little discussion about it. We need to increase that because it has been an issue for strawberries, and I'm talking about fresh strawberries. In the grapes, also there is we don't understand why there is a calendar for the grapes to be imported into the UK. I mean, the UK is not producing any grapes yet. We are, or they're very small, and and even whatever is being produced, we are not in competition with, and we still have a calendar in which we are allowed to export grapes into the UK. Those are the two main points. Main point about the non-trade barriers. Third point, which I need to uncover here, the idea that Egypt is quite a safe product. I mean, our fresh produce is quite safe as an idea, has been taking a lot of time to. I mean, some of the retailers in the UK now are very fully aware of that and aware that there's the quality, not only the quality but also the safe product itself is coming in less chemicals in it, and it's the right within the right limits has been established. But we need a little bit of awareness and more awareness in that, and I think this needs to be working on because what is behind is quite big. When I'm trying to what's behind, when you say that 35% of the workforce and the labor force in Egypt is there, which needs a lot of work, and as immigration is an issue in the UK, and I always say that I don't what needs to be done, that you have to understand that support you give to Egyptian products being sent to the UK is actually providing a better economical standards for Egyptians, and especially in the agriculture sector, which is the most poor and the most property is being there. So whenever an English product is, an English retailer, an aisle, a product of fresh or frozen or processed food is on the shelf of the UK market, actually serving a very poor component of people in the country, and actually creating a more economical value to them and a better life for them. And that assets contribution is better than sending grants or sending uh, taxpayer money into Egypt. Actually, you're providing a better economical value to the country, which has to be informed. And I think this has to be very well addressed, that Egyptians who are involved in the sector of food processing and agriculture fresh product are quite economically less advantages, and they need that. And the more we're selling of this product into your markets, the better opportunity and economical value you're giving to the country here. And that marketing, that itself, it in itself is very important, because we are all serving our community in the best way possible and giving the best safe environment for them to work and operate. And this has to be also been very well addressed and known to the markets in the UK and to the retailers in the UK, that this is also a value. So I believe that some awareness and value additional to what has been mentioned by my colleagues here and Minister Tamer, that not only matchmaking, but also the value that we are adding with that by buying Egyptian produce, actually giving to this community in Egypt. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hesham. I think it's a very interesting question, because it brought up a lot of discussion. And again, I would go back to that it is about realizing the opportunity and how we market it. I mean, today's session is a start. So how can we look into different marketing aspects to reach the UK importer? And it is, despite that we're talking about food, and we're talking, but agriculture is very different than processed at the end of the day, because, for example, if you want to sell processed food, it is very different than just a simple strawberry pack that you are going to put in a warehouse and try to, and you can change how it is packed or how it is sold. So it is very different when it comes to processed food. But at the end of the day, it all falls into how can we realize this opportunity? What are the marketing aspects or the marketing mix that we can use to be able to reach this potential?
Thank you very much for those answers. I think for those on the call, a really clear articulation of the desire for partnership with the UK, which covers many aspects, some challenges, but also some quite clear active trade routes. We've got a couple of questions from people with hands up. So I'm going to take those. We're going to have to unblock your mics. So I think the first is from Mr. Ashraf Hassan, maybe my relative. Ashraf, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having us on this very informative session. My name is Ashraf Hassan, and I work in agro industry, which is basically transformation of agro to agro-processed. Most of our products are B2B products as a sector. Food processing sector, the $6.2 billion export last year, 40% of them is agro. I don't have a question, but I have something to share with the audience as a personal experience, as also working in other kind of developmental agencies or associations. Food today is about two things: availability and safety. We have learned a hard lesson from the COVID, where availability was an issue. So the central location and more enrichment to shipping was important for locations to serve other locations. And today we are faced with this very important global warming phenomena, where markets are getting out of the serving community and other markets are coming in. Today, we have experiences in Egypt that needs more and more of those sessions and more of the trade missions and exhibitions and information kind of sharing sessions about the safety and the alignment with our safety rules and the FDA-like association or authority that we have here, which is following the FDA and the EU and the non-EU kind of specification when it comes to traceability, when it comes to pesticides, and also where other people are coming to open a backup facility or a backup agriculture or a backup kind of agro-processing concentrate factories, frozen factories. So those two, I think, need to be considered in the minds of the British consumer, British importer, British trader, where other sources need to be put on the table as a backup for you to source and to continue your business. I think it needs some effort from our side to give more and more information and more sessions of awareness, and also from the other side to come and see us, come and listen about us, come and search about our products and where are the products that can fit their portfolio, quality, specs, price, and availability. This would be my comment. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's a comment that's really well received, and something, at least from our perspective at the Freeport, we are hugely conscious of. We are always seeking to diversify as much as we can. We've got two more hands up. I think we'll have just enough time to take those questions before we close. So we've got a question from Hiba Al-Baidi from the UK Foreign and Commonwealth Office. So if we could just unblock the mic, John.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for this webinar and amazing presentation from all the presenter. I'm Hiba Al-Baidi, Deputy Sector Director for the Agriculture in the UK Department of Business and Trade, and I'm based in the British Embassy in Cairo. Just I need to pass an ad for the opportunity that could develop the relationship and trade between UK and Egypt. There is an show in UK holding in each year in March, fresh produce. The show will enable the exporter to export their products during the show, and it will be in March 2026. And this will help about the end of the March after Ramadan al-Eid, and this will help the exporter to exhibit their product. If you want to reach out for this exhibition, please contact me. I will leave my email in the question and Q&A. So please reach out me whether you want any information concerning the export from Egypt to UK, or whether you would like to import from UK to Egypt. Thank you so much.
Very good. Thank you, Hiba. And let's hopefully your sharing will work. If it doesn't, we can circulate your contact details to those on the call. We now have a hand up from Wael Aldib. So if you could ask your question. Can we unblock the mic? I think you may be on mute. Okay, we'll move on to Osman. No, he's off, and And then we have a hand up from Gule Setin. We seem to be having a few issues with. Okay, look.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
yes,
we can hear you.
Hi everyone, it's Gula Setin from the Fresh Produce Journal based in the UK. Thanks for everyone's time, and all the information we've heard has been amazing for us. Just wanted to point out, obviously based on the fact that importing and exporting with the UK heavily depends on marketing the products in the UK, whether that be fresh produce or any other products coming into the UK or going out the country, just needs to be heavily promoted. And I do agree, having a base in the UK always helps, but that's a process and can take a long while to develop. In the meantime, I'd like to point out the Fresh Produce Journal is the only magazine in the UK which covers all angles of the fresh produce industry. All service providers promote their businesses with us. So if there was an opportunity, I'd like to speak to you guys going forward, just with regards to what we can do to help you, how we can promote the Egyptian businesses into the UK market. We do hold events in the country, so we can, if we can swap contacts, we can continue further conversations just to find out how we can help you guys going forward.
Thank you very much for that. And if you could share your contact details as well, if you haven't already, that'd be most helpful. But we've got one more question that's in the chat before we close. So this is from Prashant Sharma. And the question is, what steps are being taken to ensure that the fresh produce products are exempted from use of various chemicals that are required for certain products, such as figs, pomegranates, mangoes? Most of those are allowed in many countries other than the UK. Also, are there any steps being taken to reduce the sea freight duration from Egypt to the UK owing to delays in the Red Sea? Which of our speakers would be best placed to? Please proceed.
Okay, first part of the question is that exempted from pesticides. I don't think the statement is right, because there are two things. There's organic and non-organic, which has no pesticides would probably be organic. So the word exempted from pesticide as a statement needs to be just clarified. We have a lot of organic products in production in Egypt that has been sent to the UK, and most of the products that has been shared on the screen, and citrus and potatoes and grapes, and all of these products has been already being shipped as organic into the UK and certified by various reputable certification bodies, EU and non-EU and UK bodies. That's number one. Number two, regarding the food safety. I can tell you that in the records of the food safety and the quality of the food safety from Egypt, the amount of the tremendous change and the regulations that has been put in place in Egypt to secure and make sure that the safety of those products has been huge, and the improvement has been improved, and you can see the number of interceptions and notifications has dropped by at least 600% in the past 2 years. I'm not mentioning even more than that, especially in the fresh side. I don't know about the processed food, but I can cover on this idea, and maybe Mr. Bazan can cover this for myself on the processed one. But in the fresh one, we have, the number of cases and notification has been identified has been quite minimal, in my opinion, and my numbers that I've been seeing in the past number of years. As for, especially on the varieties products like mangoes and figs and other products like this, which are very, very susceptible to these issues. Secondly, the last point about the shipping time. And the 9 to the 11-day shipping time has been, the number of days has been for the past almost 20 years into the UK, hasn't been shortened, but there's a new service that has been applying in the past since March of this year, which is a Ro-Ro vessel, which is a multi-mode. It's quite expensive, and it's very good on the perishable goods like strawberries, grapes, products that are quite perishable, which we are it's guaranteeing a 7-day delivery into the UK from I'm saying here 7 to 10 days, but the guaranteed 7 days from port to Port of Egypt, which is Damietta, to be arriving into the UK inside the center of London within 7 days. So it can go up to 9 days or 10 days from door to door from Egypt, because there's the 2 days or 1.5 day in Egypt itself, plus the custom clearance that takes about 1 or 2, 3 days. But from the port to delivery is 7 days already, and has been successful. We have some a little bit of hiccups, which we can talk. It's the first year, but we expect that we're gonna do more than 1 shipment a week, probably 2 vessels a week, and then we can have more regular service. This is the first year to be tried on grapes, and we hope we can see it better in the strawberries, inshallah, as a service. Thank you very much.
Just to add from my side, for any processed food to be exported out of Egypt, it has to have a certificate from the National Food Safety Authorities. And there are 2 paths to do that. One, if you are a whitelist, and a whitelist means that you are in full revision by the National Food Safety Authority. It's a full audit. So and it's revised regularly with unidentified visits. So this is one path if you are on the white list. And then the other path is that if you're not on the white list, then the products that is going to be exported has to be tested by the National Food Safety Authority compared to the standards and the regulation of the country that is exported to. If it meets it, then this shipment is released. So now we have a full control, or the National Food Safety Authority has a full control of every container shipped out of Egypt.
If I may add to what Mr. Mahmoud and Mr. Hesham mentioned on this, from my government perspective here as a representative of the Egyptian government in strong collaboration with the authorities here in the UK, DEFRA in particular, there was very few, like 1 or 2 cases of shipments that have been discussed and then released by the authorities. So to confirm what Mr. Hesham mentioned, that the number of cases or notification have almost vanished in the UK market, at least for me here in the UK for the past 4 years. So that's actually confirms that the authorities in Egypt and the industry are working closely to make sure that every product exported to the United Kingdom is compliant with the terms of pesticides or whatever chemicals, etc. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tamer. And we encourage any importer to get in touch with the export councils, whether it's the agriculture or the food, as we have a list of all the white list companies. We have details of all exporters. So we always encourage them to come through this channel, because it will support the importers, and it will make their lives much more easy.
Thank you very much. So we are at time. I feel like the webinar could actually easily proceed for another half an hour or so, as we have been getting more questions. But we had better draw to a close. Before we do, Minister Ali, are there any closing remarks that you wanted to give?
I would like to thank everyone. Yes, I would like to thank everyone who participated today. And this webinar is just one step in preparation to the mission that is planned in October. I do encourage all participants from the UK to reach out to us, to the Thames Freeport, to us in the office, to register for the mission that we promise to be a successful one, and hopefully an eye-opener for businesses to explore the opportunities from Egypt. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. And just from Thames Freeport, we're hugely enthusiastic about the visit in October, and we feel that we will get really good numbers of people who are interested in the opportunities represented by Egypt. So please reach out, get in touch, come along. It should be a really informative and fun visit, and we'll get a lot done. Thank you very much to the speakers. Thank you to all of you who joined us today. We may consider another webinar in preparation for the event prior to October. and feel free to reach out to us at any time if you have any questions. Thank you very, very much, and have a great day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.